Hey friends, it's Laura. Welcome back. So today I'd like to show you something that I finished quite some time ago and I forgot to show you. I forgot to tell you. I told you I was working on it and then I just forgot. So this is my finished tote bag pattern. This is what it looks like when you're done. The pattern is for sale on my Etsy store, Bloom and Blossom Arts. I will link it down below if you're interested. No pressure, just if you're interested. It is a no-sew pattern. The only sewing you have to do is weaving in the ends. You start down here at the bottom. The bottom looks like this. And you work in the round. And you go all the way up. And then you work in the handles. And then you weave in the end. I think it turned out pretty nice. It does stretch out, you know, even though there isn't, you know, the bottom flattens out and there's room to put a lot of stuff in here. It does stretch out a little bit, so there's extra room if you want to put like a lot of yarn in here. I've put a lot of yarn in these bags. They're really good if you're going yarn shopping, like at the craft store, and you're coming home with a lot of yarn, but you don't want to use up their bags, or you want to use, you know, eco-friendly bags. Or if you're like me and you go to Michael's and they don't have bags for you anymore, these are a good alternative. So they do hold a lot of yarn. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that I did finally finish it and that it turned out well. You know, the pattern is pretty straightforward. There is only one little catch at the end of each round, which is not on this side. I can't even tell where it is. I think it's right here. The end of each round, you need to, yeah, it's right here. The end of each round, you need to, and there's pictures on the pattern showing what I mean. You need to, how do I describe this? You need to skip the previous chain so that your bag won't grow. Like I said, there's pictures on the pattern and it describes it, and I have a little paragraph describing what I mean. If you go into every single stitch, including the last stitch, you just need to skip the last stitch. And you can use a little stitch marker to know which one to skip each one. It's just the chain one at the end of each, or at the beginning of each row. If you place a stitch marker in the chain one, you know which one to skip each time. It just keeps the bag from growing this way. So that is the bag. It is called, I think I called it the cottage tote bag, cottage market bag maybe. It's the only crochet pattern I have on my shop, but there's a category for crochet patterns up at the top of the store, so you can find it there. So today we are going to work on, oops, sorry, just hit you, very sorry. We're just going to work a little on this. I don't have much yarn left in this skein, just a little bit. This is the shawl that we were working on either earlier this year or last year. This is how far I've gotten. I know it blends into my background here. I've gotten a long way since we last worked on it. Just as a reminder, this is not a tutorial. piece. I don't have a pattern that I'm working off of. This is just something I found in a book. This is just a stitch I found in a book, and I don't remember how I started off the base of the pattern. So, and you know, I don't even know this was like the best stitch to use in this yarn, because it's so fuzzy you can't even like see the beautifulness of the stitch. But that's okay. We're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna work on this for a little bit. Sorry, I'm so allergic. I'm going to zoom you in just a second because I zoomed you out. So you could see the tote bag. I'm thinking of making some more patterns for some more shawls. Maybe making this into a pattern. I don't have one yet, so that's why I can't have you follow along. So how's everybody's day been going? It has seriously cooled off here. Excuse me. It is probably like in the in the 70s. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably in the 70s right now. I just finished a book. It's a graphic novel written by George Takei. If you're unfamiliar with him, he was a star in the original Star Trek series, and he's also pretty politically active. I mentioned the book before. It's a story about his experience in the Japanese internment camps when he was a child, based off of his memory and off of his father's memory. Push my chair up really quick. And I highly recommend it. I believe it was called They Called Us Enemy. It's a quick read because it's a graphic novel. It probably took me just a few hours, maybe at most. But it was really, I don't know, I think it's one of those things that should be like required reading in schools. It was really educational and told me a lot that I didn't know about that time period. Because I didn't get a very good education about that time period. for various reasons. And I finished going through my stuff that I brought back from the storage unit. That was my update from my last video. I still have some more stuff in the storage unit I need to go through, like mainly baby stuff that was kept, you know, for me, or that maybe I wanted to keep. I don't know, I can't remember. I'm just gonna need to go through it and probably get rid of most of it. This little yarn ball keeps wanting to roll off the desk. So I'm almost done with my stuff in the storage unit. Almost. Am I too close? I really like how this shawl is turning out so far. I have 4 skeins, but I don't think I'm going to need all 4 of them. I think maybe 3 will be enough. I think I'm going to need a nap after this. Suddenly really tired. It always eats away at my day so much if I need to take a nap. Let's see. So I'm not going to stand here too long, mainly because I need to go take a nap, but also because I just wasn't planning on staying on here super long. I mainly wanted to show you the tote bag. And you know, show that the pattern was available, because I can't believe I just forgot to do that. The pattern has been available for ages. It's a little hard to see what I'm doing with this yarn because of all the fuzzies. So I have a new storage for some of my yarn, because part of getting, I think I probably talked about this last time, part of getting stuff out of the storage unit was getting my great-grandmother's sewing cabinet, like sewing machine cabinet, out of there. It has an old Singer in it, like an old electric Singer, not a push pedal Singer. I don't know if it still works. It's not something I'd probably try and plug in. That seems kind of scary, you know? But I needed it to go in my house, so I needed to clear out space. So I needed to get rid of one of my carts, like one of my excuse me, one of my rolling carts. So I cleared it out, and it had yarn in it. Like, it was a cart from, one cart was from Michaels, one cart was from Amazon, and I cleared out the cart from Michaels because it had a flat, the possibility to have a flat top on it, so my mom could put her sewing machine on top of it when it was in the closet. And I kept the one that was from Amazon because it had like round handlebars sitting on top, so you couldn't put anything flat on top of it. So that one's got some miscellaneous craft supplies on it, but the one with the yarn is gone, so I needed someplace to put my yarn. So I got a big basket at the thrift store, and that's holding a bunch of yarn. And then I got an even bigger soft-sided basket from Amazon. It's a really big, tall basket. It's almost like a laundry basket, but really soft-sided. Meant to hold like blankets and stuff, I think. But it's holding all of my yarn and all the yarn that was on the cart, plus some extra. So that worked out really well. big basket fit under it because I measured before I bought it. And the smaller basket from the thrift store sits on top of it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and call it good for now. We really are starting to get into the dark green. I mean, we are in the dark green at this point because we've only got a little bit left. So we're in the dark green phase of this colorama. I think it was called the Halo Colorama. You can see the color difference between the original light green. Here's the original light green and the dark green. First, it was really, I didn't think I was ever going to get to the dark green, but here we are. I love the dark green. So, because the other stuff is kind of like a toothpastey color, and I was a little unsure of it, but I really like the dark green. So, thank you for joining me. Like I said, I will link the tote bag. I will link my Etsy store down below in the description if you're interested in looking at the tote bag pattern. I will give you a heads up though. I don't think there's a sale going on in my store right now, but there will be the first day. At some point on the first day of fall, I will initiate a sale that will run for 30 days. So if you are interested in buying it, I would wait until, probably after the first day of fall. So it won't be like a massive sale, probably like a 25% off sale or something, but it counts. It makes a difference. So I thank you for joining me. Thank you for putting up with me for a little while, and I will see everybody. Take care, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.